Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And I am here to welcome you to the 2020 New Person of the Year Award, honoring Nia Arrington and Chrissy Carter. This award is presented by the Thomas Merton Center. And then there's me, your most ambitious and readily available host, Brittani Murray. I know you're all very excited to see my smiling face from the shoulders up at this year's New Person of the Year Award ceremony. I'm very happy to be presenting to all of you. All I can ask from my audience this evening is for your attention and patience as we all work together in this new virtual world. This COVID thing is very much so a thing, y'all. But at this time, I want to begin our program a little differently this year. First, I want to give an acknowledgement to the land and to the Haudenosaunee and Osage bands and indigenous tribes that used to reside and propagate this land. I'd also like to give a brief acknowledgement to our ancestors who assuredly are smiling down on all of us, as well as our esteemed award recipients this evening. Finally, I would like to ask that all of you join me in a moment of silence for victims of police brutality and COVID-19 victims, as well as the heroes serving us on our front lines. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you this evening, and I would just like to give an extra shout out to all of those who sponsored this event, and to those that haven't had the opportunity to donate yet. This is also a live fundraiser, so please be sure to visit thomasmertoncenter.org/NPOYA. If you need the website, it is going along the bottom as a ticker. 15% of the proceeds will be donated to the family of Romir Talley, and another 15% of those proceeds will go to the Antwon Rose II Foundation. Romir Talley lost his life on December 22nd, 2019 to the Wilkinsburg police. Our hearts are broken with many sleepless nights, his family says, and Romir will be sincerely missed by everyone who knew him. His family needs justice, and they need it now. The Antwon Rose II Foundation was created by his mother to honor his life and legacy. Their mission is to create opportunities for low-income children to participate in educational, athletic, and social activities that may not be normally affordable. There are many ways for our viewers to donate this evening, so that way they can aid in honoring the lives of those who were taken from us far too soon due to police brutality. Your donations are assuredly one of them. You can also donate to the center by purchasing the newly available t-shirts that are up on your screens. They also have hoodies and mugs with their new Thomas Merton Center logo at the link at the bottom. And another way for you to donate is to purchase a raffle ticket. Raffle winners will be chosen and announced at the end of this program. Raffle prizes include Thomas Merton Center merch, a Carnegie Museum one-year family membership, and much, much more. All raffle prizes are listed on the website below. I truly, truly hope that you are all excited for our program this evening. I really am excited to be here, even virtually. Typically, we do meet up together in person in a bit more of an intimate space, but I am truly grateful for all of you that are viewing with us this evening. This social distancing has led to many of us missing out on social opportunities and to a lot of inside contemplation. And although it may not be as fun, doing this virtually together means that we can still come together as one. Next, we're going to hear from some of our friends and learn about the history of the Thomas Merton Center and listen to some music from Kelsey Robinson. Please enjoy.
Congratulations, Nia, on your award from the Thomas Merton Center. Good for you. I really hope you know that you exude all the characteristics of a great leader. Your grace and poise is like a Michelle Obama. That big, soft, fluffy afro, I've seen it before, like in Sister Angela Davis. That tenacity and commitment to education and equity, I've seen it before in Sister Mary McLeod Bethune. You continue to do what you're doing and fight, and don't stop fighting. I just want you to stand. Congratulations, Chrissy. I am congratulating you because you have finally come into your real self, and I most definitely want to congratulate you on your award from the Thomas Merton Center. It's very well deserved. Your advocacy that you do in the community is so much needed. You continue to play your role. Continue to be that antagonizer that shake things up and make people think differently. I love you. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you again.
Through protests, civil disobedience, and ongoing projects and campaigns, the members of the Thomas Merton Center aim to instill in our society a consciousness of values and to raise the moral questions involved in war, poverty, racism, and oppression. 2020 has been a challenging year, spent out in the streets protecting Black lives and spent sheltering at home working harder than ever in both reflection and action. In February, we launched the Drop Colcom campaign against this local white nationalist foundation, And at the start of the pandemic, TMC staff and board collaborated with organizers citywide to develop Pittsburgh Mutual Aid. Organizing with the statewide PA Poor People's Campaign, we've demanded equitable solutions to the pandemic and trained election protection workers for November 3rd. Earlier in the year, TMC planned one of the first car-only rallies to decarcerate Allegheny County Jail and has continuously pushed for legislation to allow access to driver's licenses in PA, regardless of immigration status. We've hosted white accomplice workshops and an anti-racist book club, and we welcome new participants in both in 2021. Meanwhile, we're repairing the roof on our Garfield thrift store and looking for a new home for our offices and meeting space. For nearly 50 years, the Thomas Merton Center has fought to break down the power structures limiting our planet's and our community's ability to thrive. The world we have fought for since our inception is one without bombs, imperialist wars, or the war economy that scars the land with fracking and fossil fuels. We envision a green planet where people care for each other and the land that cares for us. Our work strives to center the dignity and human rights of Black, Brown, and Indigenous people. We can't do any of it without your support and the legacy of nearly 50 years of tireless dedication to justice. The Thomas Merton Center was founded in 1972 by a group of Roman Catholics who felt their faith impelled them to oppose the Vietnam War, nuclear weapons, and social and racial injustice. They looked to prior examples of faith-based activism like the Catholic Worker Movement founded by Dorothy Day and Peter Maurin, and its earliest members came from such Pittsburgh organizations as the Association of Pittsburgh Priests, CEASE, Catholics to End Asian Slaughter and Exploitation, and the Catholic Interracial Council, with Molly Rush and Larry Kessler serving as its first two directors. The center's namesake, Thomas Merton, was a cloistered Trappist monk with an unusually restless and acute intellect and writing talent. Merton published not only books on spirituality, but also essays in Dorothy Day's Catholic Worker newspaper. He opposed the Vietnam War and American racism. He became, as one writer has put it, a kind of pastor to the peace movement of the early 60s. Merton had spent considerable time with the Dalai Lama, and his last talk, delivered at a Bangkok conference, was entitled Marxism and Monasticism. Merton remains relevant to the center as someone who refused to settle in some spiritual comfort zone. He rebelled against an institutionally induced quietism and insisted that conscience should force each person to apprehend the truth, say it, express it in their lives. Years later, one of the center's first members, Father Jack O'Malley, characterized the organization's role as, like Merton's, doing the witness, calling attention to a problem, and educating people on issues.
Hello, I'm Kelsey Robinson.
I'm Simon Howard.
And we're really grateful to be here this evening with you all in your homes and on your screens. Thanks for tuning in. This is a special night. It's really wonderful as a Pittsburgher and as a Black woman and as a Kappa alum to be able to pay tribute and thanks to these two really fine young folks. Thank you, Nia Arrington. Thank you, Chrissy Carter, for all the work that you're doing. I can't think of a better way to pay tribute than through the words and music of Tracy Chapman. So this is Bang, Bang, Bang.
What you gonna do? You go and give a boy a gun. Now there ain't no place to run to, ain't no place to run. When he held it in his hand, he felt my mighty, he feels strong. Now there ain't no place to run to, ain't no place to run. But one fine day, all our problems will be solved. Bang, 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 we'll shoot him down. One day he may come back, repay us for what we've done. Then where you gonna run to? Where you gonna run? Give him drugs and give him candy or anything to make him think he's happy, but he won't ever come for us. He won't ever come. But if he does, if there's no one else around, bang, 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 we'll shoot him down. If he preys only on his neighbor, brothers, sisters, and friends, we'll consider it a favor. We'll consider justice done. What you gon' do? You go and give a boy a gun. Now there ain't no place to run to. There ain't no place to run. But if he comes for you or me, then we can place the gun in his hands. Bang, 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 we'll shoot him dead. If he decides to hunt us down, 'cause there ain't no place to run to, ain't no place to run. He wants the chances that you took from him, oh, and nothing you own. Then there'll be no place to run to, there'll be no place to run. And if he finds himself to be a reflection of us all, bang, 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 he'll shoot us down. Before you can raise your eyes to read the writing on the wall, bang, 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 he'll shoot you down. Before you can bridge the gulf between and embrace him in your arms, bang, 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 he'll shoot you down.
Share the museums with the people of Pittsburgh. It's part of what makes Pittsburgh so great, and I think the museums will be even better when we who work at the museums have a union and a say in our work.
After the end of the Vietnam War, the Thomas Merton Center's peace focus shifted to concerns about America's first strike nuclear capability. Early in 1980, 8 Catholic peace activists, including the center's then director Molly Rush, broke into a GE nuclear weapons plant and struck the warheads with hammers, poured their own blood over the nose cones, and awaited arrest in what is known as the Plowshares 8 action. Subsequent trial gave national visibility to their defense that they were acting to prevent the greater crime of nuclear war, and therefore to the moral argument against nuclear weapons. After Molly was released from jail, she and a few others developed the River City campaign, which soon became a Merton Center project. Beginning in January 1983, River City organized opposition to the involvement in making first-strike nuclear weapons of locally headquartered Westinghouse and Rockwell International. Every week until late in the 80s, they handed out leaflets about the ethics of working on those weapons, and from the beginning, they worked for a dialogue with its leadership. During those 7 to 8 years, hundreds of people participated. The campaign and other center members also assisted Carnegie Mellon students concerned about their university's Software Engineering Institute's growing involvement with the Department of Defense, including the development of automated flying vehicles, now more commonly referred to as drones. Meanwhile, many members withheld the 40% of federal taxes they saw going to military budgets. We demonstrated against U.S.-backed dirty wars in the Central American countries of Nicaragua, Guatemala, and El Salvador. We helped provide sanctuary to refugees. Members of the center helped to create the School of the Americas Watch, which even now brings hundreds of activists every November to the home of the school at Fort Benning, Georgia, to protest its training Central American military and police officials in torture techniques and other forms of repression. The FBI gave the center's activities close attention. We supported Cesar Chavez's Great Boycott and other attempts to fight poverty and racism, including local campaigns to integrate the construction trade unions and divest from South African apartheid. During the 1990s, the Merton Center often took on a supporting rather than a leadership role in fighting poverty and racism, taking part in anti-racism trainings organized by the People's Institute for Survival, and working with the NAACP in protesting the death of Johnny Gamage at the hands of suburban and Pittsburgh police in 1995. A citizens' budget campaign called attention to rising inequality, a growing military budget, and the increasingly apparent need for a single-payer healthcare system. In response to the gutting of Pittsburgh's manufacturing economy in the 1980s, the center involved itself in actions against globalization and union busting and led local opposition to the first Gulf War in 1991. In 1993, the East End Community Thrift Shop began as a project of the center at a storefront in Garfield. Thrifty continues today, receiving donated clothing, furniture, and other household items, and then either reselling the goods at deeply discounted prices or giving them away through a voucher system. In the 2000s, Merton Center, with our anti-war committee, took a leading role in the response to the September 11th attack, protesting regularly against the flood of overseas wars and domestic crackdowns that followed. Members of the committee came to the Federal Building in downtown Pittsburgh on September 12th to urge restraint. In 2002, the committee joined a peace coalition organizing opposition to the invasion of Iraq, most notably a rally and march attended by thousands in the midst of a snowstorm, the largest such march in this city since the Vietnam War. Every year since, the TMC and the committee have organized a summer rally and march in opposition to America's seemingly endless wars. In 2009, politicians and financial leaders from around the world convened in Pittsburgh for the G20 summit. The TMC coordinated a massive interfaith People's March of the G6 billion to emphasize the need for economic planning in solidarity with the poor, and a People's Summit which brought in speakers such as Howard Zinn, Jeremy Scahill, and Louis Girard. Militarized police and nonviolent protesters from across the country filled the street.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those videos surrounding Thomas Merton Center history, and I would like for all of you to join me in giving an at-home round of applause for Kelsey Robinson and Simon Howard for their performance. I would also now like to invite Gabriel McMorland to talk with me for a quick Q&A about the Thomas Merton Center and this year's recipients. First and foremost, Gabriel, thank you so much for the opportunity to host the awards again this year and ensuring we can still honor those who do great works in our community.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Brittany, best event MC citywide.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's always so much fun getting to work together, and I'm glad to be back again this year. But I just have a couple of questions for you. And for my first question, I wanted to ask, during this pandemic, organizations have had to overcome multiple obstacles. What are some ways the Thomas Merton Center has been able to mitigate those obstacles before they happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's, a lot of plans have changed a lot in a lot of ways this year, right? I mean, the start of the year when we were talking about this event, uh, we thought it would have an open bar. So a lot of things changed, but some things stay the same. So COVID's real, right? And it's pretty hard, but a lot of ways it's just revealed hardships that were already there. And so, we were part of the car caravans and car rallies demanding decarceration of people from Allegheny County Jail earlier in the spring, along with a lot of other organizers. And that jail should have been closed down years ago. That's not just a COVID problem. At the start, you're getting to fill buses with people midsummer and join people from 20-something different states in DC for the Poor People's Campaign National Convergence and March. Ended up turning that into more socially distanced car rallies statewide. But the demands were the same as they were before the virus. They were still cancel the debt, people need housing, people need food, living wages, healthcare for all. And it's, to be real, like it is hard for everyone not being in the same room as people to feel their energy, not having those informal moments where you can build trust with people, build relationships. But people really do want to connect. We've had a lot of these white accomplice workshops we've been doing. We had way more people in them than we could have fit in our real life office. So, everyone's making it work together.
Right, absolutely. That's just, they call it a new normal, but I'm not really sure if what we had before was entirely normal, but we're definitely working through it. So thank you so much for elaborating on that for us. For my next question, I would like to ask you, why did the Thomas Merton Center choose to present this annual award to Nia Arrington and Chrissy Carter?
Yeah. So, I mean, talk about people asking us not to go back to the old normal because it was broken. We got to find a new one. Yeah. So the Merton Center has been honoring local organizers and activists every New Person of the Year award since 1973. And I am super glad that our board chose Nia and Chrissy this year for a couple reasons. We wanted to honor and celebrate the really like life-changing work they've been doing in the region. And also, honestly, we want more people to listen to what they have to say and to hear that vision and that message. I mean, Nia and Chrissy are both out here telling the truth about white supremacy, whether it's in the mayor's office or within the movement itself. They've taken on all kinds of racist power, from schools to cops to the district attorney. I know, I mean, I'm from here, right? But Pittsburgh, in a lot of ways, stays frozen in time. And these two are really cracking open that glacier. It's like, also, though, I don't want to come across like we're just seeing one-dimensional people out protesting in the street. I really want to emphasize that both of them bring their full humanity to everywhere they show up. And we also want to honor their artistry and creativity and the love and care they bring to people and the way they ask us to let go of the lies we're told and follow new dreams. I mean, it's, just for real.
Awesome. Thank you so much for digging into that with us. They are definitely forces to uphold throughout the city, and I really appreciate you for elaborating on that. And Gabriel, for my final question with you this evening, I just wanted to ask, what are some current initiatives that the community can get involved in with the center?
Yeah, so there's a lot of get involved. The winter and spring, we're going to be working more on the coalition and End the Deadly Exchange, on statewide work with the PA Poor People's Campaign and some other solidarity work. We're going to keep the White Accomplice Workshop, start another anti-racist book club. We just finished one. And so that's going to involve a lot of phone banking. We're going to have a lot of online discussion groups and workshops. And also, if you're more the introverted type, we can always use more help with research, technology, graphics, social media, the works. So connect with us whatever way works best for you. Give us a call, message on Facebook or Instagram, send us an email, and let's stay connected.
Okay. So you have plenty of ways for folks to get involved with the center and to reach out to the surrounding community.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely dope. Thank you so much, Gabriel, for spending this time with us. I truly appreciate you and all that you and your team does throughout the year for this city and for our surrounding communities. And now we have another brief clip for the audience to enjoy. Please play that beautiful footage. Thank you, everyone.
Greeting. My name is Isaac Bunn, and I'm the founder of the Braddock Inclusion Project. I'd like to congratulate the awardees on their tremendous work. Me, I'm most passionate about seeing those who have been redlined to the bottom of society reach their full potential. What makes me and my organization unique is that I'm from Ground Zero. I have experienced firsthand the devastating effects that racism, inequality, and social injustice can have on a broken people and their consciousness. I am so thrilled to know that this audience's vision of equality and social justice is aligned with my aspirations and goals as an organization leader. And I hope that each of you will stay engaged and join our fight to build a more inclusive and sustainable future for all. Thank you.
In the 2010s, TMC's focus on economic inequality and environmental justice continued with the center's participation in the 2011 to 2012 Occupy Pittsburgh movement. In 2016, after collaborating on May Day marches, TMC, Casa San Jose, and the Labor Council for Latin American Advancement worked with the Esquivel family on a months-long campaign to stop the deportation of Latino community leader Martin Esquivel Hernandez, who had been picked up by racially profiling Mount Lebanon police. Throughout 2017, TMC and Casa San Jose worked together to block a series of anti-immigrant bills by talking to constituents and bringing direct actions to the offices of local legislators from both parties. The Merton Center also mobilized allies to resist the gentrification of Pittsburgh's neighborhoods, including petitioning for the Housing Opportunity Fund and protest actions following the eviction of residents of the affordable housing complex Penn Plaza to make room for an office and retail complex. Perhaps the most successful of the projects sponsored by the center has been Pittsburghers for Public Transit, which fights back against initiatives to raise fares, has won new and expanded transit routes, and consistently pushed for affordable housing as a key component in ensuring equity for riders and drivers. In 2017, the Port Authority announced plans to use armed police officers and criminal charges to enforce the payment of the $2.75 transit fare on the train and eventually the busway. After a year-long campaign, TMC, Pittsburghers for Public Transit, the Alliance for Police Accountability, and Casa San Jose stopped this dangerous policy proposal. Another big win has been the center's work in the Our Water campaign, which has helped keep local water clean and affordable while shutting down efforts to privatize the distressed Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority. In 2018, TMC and the Wage Justice Coalition organized campaigns alongside immigrant workers fighting to reclaim their stolen wages from the employers trying to cheat them. TMC continues decades of labor solidarity by mobilizing community members to show up for workers organizing at UPMC and Allegheny Health Network, graduate workers and faculty at Pitt and other universities, locked out steelworkers, and the persecuted employees of Block Communications, owner of Pittsburgh's very troubled Daily Post-Gazette newspaper. The center's peace activism never lets up, with continuing tax day actions and protests against endless wars, Islamophobia, and the military training for Pittsburgh police by Israeli Defense Forces. Anti-nuclear activism has taken the form of the Stop Banking the Bomb campaign, which has over the past few years picketed and besieged stockholder meetings to persuade PNC Bank to divest itself from financing nuclear weapons. TMC is now one of the main organizations leading the PA Poor People's Campaign, part of the movement addressing ecological devastation, poverty, structural racism, the war economy, and human rights. What is the future of the Thomas Merton Center? Its role as a voice of conscience and persistent truth teller is still needed. Its aspiration to initiate and support regional peace, social justice, and environmental activism faces several challenges at this moment. The pandemic may have kept us from providing a meeting place for a variety of activist organizations. The continued viability of Thrifty may depend upon further infrastructure expenditures. Sustaining the center's skilled, committed staff at adequate levels requires a substantial increase in revenue from current levels. But we pushed ourselves to grow through this turbulent year, and we're ready to ramp up the fight for justice in the years ahead. We continue to stay connected, stay organized and build community, and work to dismantle racism, not just in our society, but also in ourselves. As the center approaches its 50th anniversary, we turn to our membership and to all those who have valued our role and leadership over the years to help in sustaining and transfiguring the organization. Through your financial support, yes, but also through your ideas, your skills, your talents, your time, and your commitment. Let's do the work.
This cowboy in the White House, threatening to shoot my people dead, getting high off, keeping us down, sure ain't fit for president, sure ain't fit for president. There's a pit inside my stomach from peeking at the evil weeds, choking out the flowers of liberty, making it hard as hell to breathe, making it harder to believe we can move forward. Can we move forward? And there's a brother in a jail cell. He's just counting his lucky stars. Let him live to see another day's sky, even if it means between the bars. And even if there is no rightful charge, can we move forward? Can we move forward? And can we move forward? Yeah, yeah. Can we move forward, forward?
Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Nia. My name is Lena. I am a board member of the Thomas Merton Center, and I am also part of the steering committee for Stop the Station. I just wanted to congratulate both of you on behalf of Stop the Station on the receiving the New Person of the Year award. It's an incredibly prestigious award within the Pittsburgh activist community, and I think both of you very much deserve this. I hope that today is one of those days where the two of you can center Black joy and Black celebration, and that I hope the Thomas Merton Center is able to put on an event that would let the two of you do that. I personally am going to continue fighting and centering Black trans women in my own my own organizing, something that Chrissy has impressed on all of us over the summer. And I hope to continue the fight to make this world more livable for those of us that are most oppressed. I want to congratulate both of you again, and in solidarity, Lena.
Wow. Can we please give another at-home round of applause to Kelsey Robinson for her beautiful original song? I love that. I love this so much. I hope you all enjoyed it. I would now like to introduce you to Miracle Jones. You should be able to see her on your screen. For those that don't know Miracle, she is a community organizer and queer activist who works in the Pittsburgh area to advocate for equity along the intersections of gender, race, and class. She currently serves as the Director of Policy and Advocacy at One Hood Media. She received her Juris Doctor degree and Master of Social Work from the University of Pittsburgh. Her work focuses on implementing abolition-based principles and transformative justice through writing, policy, and advocacy. Prior to coming to One Hood, she gained experience at the Innocence Project, the Allegheny County Public Defender's Office, Federal Public Defender for the Western District of Pennsylvania, the Women and Girls Foundation, and the Abolitionist Law Center. On a personal note, I would like to say that Miracle is a formidable opponent against injustice and a true fighter for liberation. We are all immensely fortunate to be the recipients of her labor. Please welcome me, or join me in welcoming Miracle Jones. Hi, Miracle. How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I am here to introduce two people who really need no introduction, but to know the names Chrissy Carter and Nia Arrington is to know them by their work. Their work here in intersectionality and resistance and building mutual aid and creating community and doing so in ways that are unapologetically Black and beautiful. They've called us to accountability, to be better, to do better by our community and each other. But let's remember, Chrissy and Nia were high school students when they first took to the streets to demand justice after the murder of Antwon Rose Jr. They have dedicated their youth to fighting for justice and making the city more habitable for people who are Black and queer. When many teens are planning prom, applying to college, studying for college entrance exams, Nia and Chrissy were calling us to do better. We're calling mayors to account. We're fighting gentrification. We're pushing back against erasure of trans people and demanding accountability and equity from the adults in the room. They were teens. They were children who shouldn't have had to know what it was like to take to the streets, to look down barrels of a gun, to risk arrest, and to basically spend their teenage years fighting against state violence. But they did, and they still do. They have taken on pain and trauma to ensure that this region, this city, keeps its promises to do better by its people. They have lifted up and centered Black trans women, pushed back against ableism. They have spent this summer creating resources for people in need and never stopped fighting. They have dedicated so much to us, so much that we can never fully comprehend or repay. Yet they show up time and time again for those of us who are in need. They mentor new organizers, they create art, they hold space for people who aren't free to come out to events or people who do not feel safe to organize. And they do so with elegance and grace. For all of their work, their sacrifice, and their commitment to justice, they are the Thomas Merton Center's Person of the Year. They have done so much for the city of Pittsburgh. They have done so much to uplift issues around trans women, reproductive justice, adoption. They have asked so many people to do so much for the community because they love us, because they see the best in us. And even when we fail time and time again, Chrissy and Nia, through their love, their support, have held us to account to be better and to do better. And so it's beyond my joy and my deepest, deepest honor to present to you the Thomas Merton 2020 Person of the Year, Chrissy Carter and Nia Arrington. Back to you, Brittani.
Thank you so much, Miracle. I really appreciate all of those words, and we are in total agreement about their accomplishments. Here to present the award to Nia and Chrissy is Thomas Merton Center Board President, M. Charnel Smith. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is M. Charnel Smith, and I serve as the chair of the Board of Directors for the Thomas Merton Center. Each year, we honor local change makers engaged in the movements for transformative justice. It is my absolute pleasure to present the 2020 New Person Award to Nia Arrington and Chrissy Carter. When I think about the work of both Chrissy and Nia, they remind me of a prominent journalist, activist, and researcher, Ida B. Wells, who in the early 20th century battled sexism, racism, and violence as a Black leader. She stated that the way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them. The way to right wrongs is to turn the light of truth upon them. Chrissy and Nia have been shining the light of truth upon our Pittsburgh community. We are inspired. I am personally inspired by their fight for a more just and peaceful world. For years, they have opened people's imaginations with growing visions of Black liberation and joy, and organized racial justice movements into making that a reality. As high school students, yes, high school students at Kappa, they began leading campaigns on policing, gun violence, and educational rights as the Youth Power Collective. Now, they bring the same graceful leadership to leading racial justice campaigns around our region and supporting families harmed by police violence, all while truly building a community that values Black lives. The activism engages all injustices from both climate justice to queer liberation. And they've been on the front lines of these movements for supporting individuals and their families of Antwon Rose and so many others. While 2020 bears to witness the dangers of systems designed from the start to exploit and extract, both Chrissy and Nia's vision for Black liberation is a future where Black people not only exist, but thrive. For over 40 years, the New Person of the Year Awards has invited us to celebrate prominent local leaders leading the charge on social justice works. Past honorees include, most recently, Wazi Muhammad, Tim Stevens, Carl Redwood, and Monica Ruiz. You, Chrissy and Nia, are pillars and have joined this inspirational community of leaders. Thank you so much for all that you've done to uplift transformative justice. Pittsburgh is a better city because of your advocacy and activism. And as the Thomas Merton Center, we stand strongly behind you in your collective movement towards social change. Again, join me in honoring both Nia and Chrissy as the recipients of this year's 2020 New Person Award.
Hello. Hi. First, thank you to the Thomas Merton Center for this incredible honor that you have bestowed upon Nia and I. Thank you, Miracle, for a wonderful introduction. I appreciate and value the relationship that I've been fortunate enough to have create with you. Brittani, you have showed up for me and have poured into me so much love, and I couldn't have been more honored to have this ceremony hosted by you. It would not be possible for me to accept this award or even be here today without Nia. For years, Nia has poured her love, activism, resistance, and soul into organizing in this city. She has been a teacher, a source of comfort, and most the most person I love and the person I cherish in my heart and rock in this work of organizing and in our work of friendship. This award is a great honor, and I'm thankful to have the work of youth organizing recognized and celebrated. It's really hard for me to reflect and celebrate this work that I have done. Youth Power Collective was created out of the essential need for youth organizers and students to have an outlet where we could collectively come together and work towards finding solutions to create intentional change in our communities and schools. The history of youth organizing in Pittsburgh has stood on the shoulders of Black women and Black femmes. Without the blood, sweat, and tears of Julia, Joy, Beckezela, Joan, Tressa, Alana, and the ever-growing community of Black femmes who have continuously showed up when their work is not celebrated or funded. Audre Lorde wrote, "A Black girl going into the woman, her mother, desired and prayed for, walks alone and afraid of both their angers. For so much of my life, I have felt like I was running and just trying to survive. I didn't think that I would even be here today, and I don't take any of this lightly, and I know that I'm here today because of the community of people and chosen family. I'm grateful to have such a strong community of people who pour into me and uplifted me in ways that I could never repay. I'm thankful to be living. I give thanks to my ancestors for continuing to guide light onto me and uplift me for this award. For this award is not for me, but it is for my brother who is not here today. This award is for Antwon. This award is for Elijah Johnson. This award is for Romir Talley. This award is for Jalen Brown. I dream of a world where families would not be separated. I dream of a world that chooses to center families instead of a system that was created to tear families apart. As an alumni of CARE, I know how important it is for youth to have spaces in which they can be their full selves. Our organizing must center Black trans and queer youth. The beautiful mind of a young queer person is to be honored and supported. Our work is not to be accomplished with one way of action, but with the tools that have been given to us by our long lineage of freedom fighters. Our imagination, dreams, and bold ideas of freedom and liberation are what will fuel and ignite the fire to our new world. Abolition is possible, and is possible because of the ideas brought forth and led by Black women and gender-oppressed people. This summer, I've been a part of the on-ground organizing and have watched trans and queer people be targeted by our local government. We have a duty to protect those who protect us. We have no choice but to recognize these attacks as a tool of white supremacy and a way to silence the long lineage of organizing led by Black organizers in this city. A city that is stronger than hate has no value for the Black lives, students, families, or communities that continue to be overrun, ran over, and gentrified for the betterment of white life here in Pittsburgh. We have a duty as a city to organize and mobilize the vote out of Mayor Peduto. He has done nothing to improve the lives of Black or brown people in this city. He has increased the police budget and refuses to meet demands of local organizers calling for defunding and reallocating the funds for our children and communities. We can no longer accept these systems we have lived within. We must confront the ideas on which we have been raised on and confront our comfortability. To my brother DeAndre, I know that you're not physically here with us, but I know that you are here with me still. I love you forever, and I would not be the organizer, artist, or person without you. To my moms, thank you for constantly being in my corner, and thank you for loving me endlessly even when I didn't love myself. And I leave you with just a simple message of continuing to invest in Black women, Black families, Black organizing, Black organizers. Yes, thank you.
Good job. I loved it. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for the New Person of the Year Award. First and foremost, I want to express how honored I am to be receiving this award with my comrade and partner in rebellion, Chrissy Carter. When I first learned that we were going to be getting this award, I was shocked and quite frankly, kind of confused and didn't really feel too deserving of such an award. I don't say this for pity, but specifically to draw attention to an issue that I think is very prevalent with Black women and femmes, the lack of celebration and acknowledgement of our accomplishments and the things that we have done, the legacies that we have created and built. So today I'm really happy to celebrate myself, my dear friend, and the generations of fearless Black women and femmes who come before us. So the first organizing work I've ever engaged in was in the 4th grade. So watching the news around the 2008 Haiti earthquake, I grew increasingly concerned about what was happening there. And I was confused, like why I wasn't hearing about this in school or anywhere else. So I decided I was gonna do something about it. All the way from Monroeville, Pennsylvania, I was gonna help be a part of the solution. So I decided to have a coin drive at my school, and we raised $727.17 to send to Haiti for earthquake relief. This is a number and a memory that I don't think I ever can forget because of not only like the fulfillment, but it's like knowing that I had power in my voice and my actions, and that I could like affect change no matter where I was. So little did I know that a little action like that could lead me into tons of work that I've been doing in the last couple years, and that like the outspokenness and empathetic nature led me to many beautiful places and magical people, but also showed me things I often wish that I could forget. The journey has shown me that our society is constructed to punish outspoken Black girls. America is ill. The pre-existing conditions include genocide, colonialism, white supremacy, capitalism, and heteronormativity. A mouthful, I know, but stick COVID-19 on top of all that, and here we are living in a pressure cooker of all the nastiness that's always been here. This year has made it ever so obvious that this country values profit over people, over our loved ones, and our communities. Now more than ever, it is crucial that we understand that our current system is built to block the liberation of the most oppressed in our society. No more lies. We can no longer afford to sugarcoat the poison we are ingesting because it still kills us just as fast. In the wake of both national and international uprisings against oppressive states and their actors, globally, colonized people have extremely similar calls for liberation and devastation from state-sponsored violence. But the strongest uniting factor, in my opinion, has been the visions of an anti-capitalist, abolitionist future. A future where the oligarchs are extinct and we live and lead with love and kindness. A future where land is returned to Indigenous people. A future where I no longer work in a nonprofit industrial complex. A future where people of all abilities are valued and included. A future where prisons are obsolete and where former high school students like Chrissy and I don't have to organize before we reach adulthood. A future where we all feel a lot freer and lighter, and in turn, able to love more. I often find myself reminiscing about the past, trying to figure out why things are the way they are, but I get very lost in the past. I'd rather spend my time daydreaming and receiving pleasure from visions of the future. I find a lot of my hope and joy in the future, because in the future, my future, people will not be sold to prisons. Trans people will get to be old and experience full lives. In my future, we wouldn't have borders and nothing would keep us apart. The most powerful tool for our liberation will be our imaginations combined in community. That is why liberation is so hard for many of us to grapple. We've never seen it, and it's very far off from what we have endured. But just because we may not be able to physically witness it, we can still share these visions among one another and embody them. So I call you to dream beyond borders, beyond prisons, beyond capitalism, the state, and all forms of oppression. It may sound outlandish to some, but just believe in yourself and others. Allow yourself to dream. Get carried away with the ins and outs of your truly free world. I want you to allow yourself to shed the skin that our society has molded you to fit in since conception. When we begin dreaming of a different world, it becomes so much more possible. A society that embodies the dreams and visions of the most oppressed is the society I want to belong to. Our lives do not have to be as draining as they must feel sometimes. We owe it to ourselves to dream beyond this all. There is no good reason why we can't live in the world of our dreams. At the end of the day, we all want happiness and peace, and I believe it can become a reality. Dropped in my notebook. So, this award is for all Black women and femmes who have stood in the face of oppression and fought their way past it. This is for all Black incarcerated women and femmes who are fighting on the inside and yearn for freedom. This is for all the Black women who have poured energy and love into me along my journey and truly invested in me and helped me get to where I am now. This is for single Black mothers who are navigating a world that doesn't value their lives. This is an award for those who are no longer with us today due to white supremacist violence. This is for my mother, who has taught me what it means to be strong and stand up and defy all odds. This award is for my ancestors who divinely guide my every move on this earth and bring me into this space today. And for every young Black girl who has stood up for what they believe in and fought back with their dreams and hope. Never give up. And in the words of Assata Shakur, it is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, the camera come back too fast. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Chrissy and Nia, for that rousing acceptance speech. Y'all look so incredible, and I'm just so endlessly proud of you both and just so grateful for you. Your perseverance, creativity, and tenacity are just awe-inspiring. I am in awe of both of you on a regular basis. Y'all took my words right away. I've been practicing this a little bit for the last couple of days, and y'all really took it. You're also two of the dopest folks to ever pick up the torch of youth organizing in this city. I know that it is strenuous. I know that it is a tumultuous task, but y'all make it look so darn good. Y'all make it look so good. And I'm not only proud of the both of you, but I'm eternally grateful to you. The way you love us is unconditional, and you deserve all the love this city and these communities can muster. And I just want you to please enjoy your award. Please enjoy it. Remain safe and enjoy your evening together. Congratulations to you both, and we love you so, so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love y'all.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, everyone, to our audience out there, the time is finally upon us to announce this evening's raffle winners. Please join me in welcoming Jay Carter. He's the incoming Thomas Merton Center board member, and he is here to present our raffle winners. Thank you. Hey, Jay.
Good evening, and thank you to everyone who's here tonight in honoring Nia and Chrissy as our 2020 New Person of the Year once again. I am so proud to be a part of this event because the body of work Nia and Chrissy have so far accomplished should rejuvenate and empower all of us to keep fighting because all Black lives still matters. So thank you to the two of you for your endless and selfless act towards serving your community far and beyond. Now, I want to give a special thanks to those who purchased raffle tickets. I do apologize, I'm having a little bit of technical issues, so I am searching for the list, and so bear with me.
We will bear, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you.
The illustrious Jay Carter, everyone. Looking fabulous, per usual. As a reminder to everyone while Jay looks, please do remember to visit the website. It is going across your screen at the bottom in the ticker so that you can donate. This is a live fundraiser until the party ends, so please be sure to donate if you have not had the opportunity to do so yet. Thank you.
So,
and another reminder.
As
Oh,
we are waiting, here we go. Okay, so our first raffle winner is family membership to Carnegie Museum, which I believe that prize will consist of a $15 Dave and Andy's ice cream gift certificate. The second one is Jane McManus and Tony Buba. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm sorry, guys. It's actually a little flipped here. So Jan and McManus and Tony Buba, your prize is a family membership to Carnegie Museum for 1 year. The next awardee or raffle prize will go to the University of Pittsburgh School of Social Work. And your prize is a $15 Dave and Andy's ice cream gift certificate. The next winner is Susan Peterson and Stefan. Your prize is also a $15 Dave and Andy's ice cream gift certificate. The next winner is Martine Saul, and your prize is a TMC branded t-shirt. The next prize winner is Jonah McAllister and Erickson, and your prize is also a TMC branded but hoodie. The next prize winner is Emily D. Ferre and Mill Packer, and your prize is TMC branded mug. The next raffle prize winner is Bill Haywood, and your prize is Trader Joe's snack bag. Chandra Delaney, your prize is Trader Joe's snack bag. The next prize winner is Perry, and I do apologize for the last name, Unligil. Your prize is a Race for Profit by Kianga Taylor. And the last prize winner is Nancy Bernstein, and your prize is Race for Profit by Kinanga Taylor. And that concludes tonight's raffle prizes and winners. Thomas Merton Center will contact all winners in regards to distributing your prizes directly. In addition, Burrell Maker Printing will conduct an amazing fundraising for Thomas Merton Center over the next 2 weeks starting tomorrow. So if you haven't already ordered your Thomas Merton swag, such as t-shirts, hoodies, etc., please check our social media tomorrow for a link to make your purchase from Burrell Maker Printing. Once again, I would like to thank all participants who joined us tonight, and congratulations, Nia and Chrissy.
Thank you so much, Jay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
rattling off the names of those raffle winners. It is greatly appreciated. You're fantastic and you look fantastic. I'm so glad to have you on the screen with me here this evening. And thanks to everyone that participated in the raffle. I would like a $15 David Andy gift certificate because that place is incredible. At this time, I just want to thank everyone that tuned into this award ceremony for your continued support. Congratulations again to the award recipients, Chrissy and Nia. We love you, we admire you, we uplift you, and we cannot wait to see what you have coming next. You have our endless gratitude for all of your good works throughout the Pittsburgh community. Thank you to the Thomas Merton Center for making this event happen, as well as all of the staff working behind the scenes so that we could share in this momentous occasion together. Be safe and mask up, everyone. Please go out, change the world, and be sure to volunteer with the Thomas Merton Center in your time if you can. Thank you and good night.